Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly, episode 31, and this week is definitely going to be a shorter one, because not only are there not really too many topics to go over, but I don't actually have any pickups this week. It's just been a bit of a quiet one in general for me, and yeah, regardless of that though, we're going to jump straight into the topic, so roll that intro.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
And starting out with the first topic, we have a brand new Leagues of Votann miniature to celebrate Warhammer Day, and it looks great. It's celebrating 40 years, which it seems a little bit odd to me at least, that we've got a Votann for 40 years of Warhammer, especially when it's such a new... It's such a new faction. Even if squats have been around for a very long time, they were very different to the modern Votann, but yeah, honestly, it's a very good looking character. It's an Einherjar champion, something we do already have. It's not a new unit type, but it is a new model for that unit type, and the actual shield that is included is very interesting, because I don't believe we actually have rules for a shield with the Einherjar champion. I may be wrong there, I'm not too familiar with Votann, but yeah, a new female Votann, love to see it. A few different helmet options as well. There's the full helmetless, the visor up design, and then the full helmeted. I'm sure you could modify it to be, a robot kin or whatever they're called if you really wanted to. But yeah, overall just a very nice looking model. I love the like stag head on the back little piece there. I don't really know what to call it, but yeah, just a very armored dwarf, and we love to see that. Honestly, of all the things they could have gone with, a Votann is the most interesting, just on the basis of, as I said before, it's unusual for that to be a celebratory model when it's so new, and also the fact that, like, their range is very small. It is a shame, though, obviously it would be really annoying, there isn't a named character or, some sort of new unit, but the fact that, the Einherjar champion is one that we only have one other model for. It's not like it's something that has a ton of different units for. I can live with this. I think this is a pretty cool model. I'm going to pick it up personally. My Votann is very small right now. It's mostly actually made up of Necromunda models. But yeah, it's getting to a point where I'm probably going to be running some Votann games at some point. Right now I have maybe 200 points worth, maybe 250, something like that, very few points. But yeah, overall, just a very cool model that I'm definitely picking up. This is going to go really well with the store anniversary model, which is also a Votann this year. And yeah, just generally, it's always good to get these anniversary models, in my opinion. I really like collecting them. I have quite a lot of them at this point. And yeah, I look forward to getting this one in hand. Does it actually say when it's going to be available? I believe there is a date somewhere in the article, I just haven't written it down. No, it just says they'll be available to pre-order soon. So, soon could mean, next week, week after. I'd expect no more than, like, a month away, but, yeah, very cool. And moving over into the Age of Darkness, we have, for Heresy Thursday, Space Wolves get a Predatory Praetor and new Mark 7 heads. Sorry, Mark 6 heads. That's a mistake. Mark 6 heads. And, yeah, we have a brand new Space Wolves Horus Heresy era Praetor, which is really cool. In general, the Praetors are very nice. I don't have any of the specialized ones, the ones that are faction specific. I do, however, have both of the existing Praetors, and they're very cool. They're very neat. I really like them, and yeah, this is just another one that's Space Wolves themed. The little wolf head on the shoulder pad is great. The shield with, like, I guess they are wolves, but they kind of remind me of dragons because of the color scheme and stuff. The bear head, as much as I don't like them, is really good with, like, the really Nordic beard and everything. That's just a very nice look. The axe is awesome. Just in general, it's a very neat model in general. I think I've mentioned before, I did at one point start building a Space Wolves army, and I never got as far as painting. So it just ended up becoming part of my Death Watch. But, yeah, Space Wolves is a faction I do quite enjoy. Their aesthetic is very cool. And, yeah, that extends all the way from 40k to 30k. Really cool units. And then also we have, as I said before, the new Mark 6 helmets. So some of you may remember last year, And it's a real shame I didn't end up picking these up. We did actually get some Mark 6 helmets that looked very wolfy. They were basically just wolf helmets, which were, in my opinion, very cool. I really liked them. Most people didn't, unfortunately, and it seems that GW were very aware of that, because now we have beakies. Just basic beakies. And fair enough, like, they do have the little, like, flourishes, they have the little helmet crest things and stuff like that. Just, they're pretty decent, but, yeah, I'm not feeling these as much, and I think it's because, to me, beakies are specifically something for Raven Guard and, at a stretch, White Scars. Like, they're the factions, they're the chapters that actually get the beak helmets, in my opinion at least, and every other faction kind of has the more normal, quote-unquote, helmet designs, but, yeah, for me, Mark 6, Corvus, is it Corvus pattern, something like that, is just it's a Raven Guard thing with a stretch to White Scars if I'm feeling like it. But speaking of White Scars, the bear head for the upgrade sprue is giving me serious White Scar vibes rather than giving me, actual Space Wolf vibes. It's very odd. I'm not saying it's necessarily like extremely White Scars. Like I it makes sense to me that this is indeed a Space Wolves helmet. Head. But, there's something about it that's just very White Scars to me, and I don't know what it is about it, but in general, they all look great, they all look like good helmets, and, there's nothing overly wolfy, so if you want to include these in any of your other factions, just to, spice it up a little bit, there's nothing wrong with that. If I was someone that was into getting resin kits, I might get a few of these, I might get a kit of these to, sprinkle in between my Death Watch, just to give them a little bit more variety, but as it is, I'm not overly interested, and it's unfortunate, especially when the old wolf style helmets have been discontinued, like you cannot get them anymore. It is kind of a shame that, like, they're just kind of being more generic again, which is what it is. But yeah, overall, that is that for the Space Wolves. But sticking in the world of Horus Heresy, we do have more information on the Cerastus Knights, Acheron, or Acheron, or whatever it is, and the Castigator, and we can actually see a little bit of the construction of it, including how the chains are done for the chain guns, and oh boy, these look like a hassle to make. They are a bunch of individual pieces you have to connect together and then seal over. It's going to take forever to build one of these, but it does mean the chain is fully posable, and that is incredible to me. I can't believe that we've never seen this concept before, but yeah, a fully posable chain for your guns, for your actual ammo belts, and it's so interesting to me. In general, the construction is pretty standard for a knight. We do actually get a few shots of how, like, the legs go together, the pistons and stuff like that, how the actual arms go together. It's all pretty standard stuff. If you've built a knight, you pretty much know how it goes. Though, I will say, the posability that is on offer here is second to none. Like, they are absolutely the most posable kits we have seen from the Knights line, and the fact they're in plastic, that is just excellent. That is just, chef's kiss, some may say. But, yeah, in general, like, I'm going to be getting some of these. I don't know which one. I'm leaning towards the Castigator. I don't really know for sure. But in any case, all three of the Cerastus Knights look excellent. The melee focus one, the Lancer, is probably the lowest on my list just because I don't do melee focus. I do, a mix. As much as I do have a lot of Assault Marines, I don't do mostly melee only. But, yeah, in general, some very, very cool models. And, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting one of them, or maybe multiple. I don't actually know what right now, but, yeah, the Castigator is screaming at me a little bit. I might end up getting that one, but, yeah, these chains, they're excellent. I really do like the possibility that they allow, and yeah, hopefully we see more of this stuff in the future from potentially some revamped knights. I know a lot of people have been wanting, like, the Paladin to be redone a little bit so it can be posed better, but yeah, just some very cool knight updates, and yeah, that's it for 30k, I think. And it really is the end for 30k, because we have actually got no other topics other than the Rumour Engine, which is ridiculous. This is a very short episode, but yeah, the Rumour Engine for the 19th of September 2023, and this time around we have a little claw grabbing onto a skull. Now, I'm assuming this is, well, I'm pretty confident this is some sort of alien skull. I'm pretty certain either this is a demon, which is possible, or it is something very firmly Xenos, so it's very firmly in the world of 40k. And the fact it's more of a bird foot kind of throws me a little bit. We don't really have any bird-like factions other than, I guess, the Kroot, who, I'm pretty sure they have hooves. Or is that the Tau? I can't remember. But in any case, I don't think, other than from demons, other than from Tzeentchian stuff, we actually have anything that is overly bird-like. So this could be very interesting. I wonder if this is just like, you know, a tiny little feature on the edge of a base, maybe, and this is actually something completely unrelated, but it is like, oh, that would be interesting. If we actually got the Sorcerer Dreadnoughts back for the Thousand Suns, that'd be really interesting, and this could be a precursor to that. But, yeah, generally, not really too sure of what this could mean. The Cyclops-like helmet, skull, I'm doing a great job with that today, is interesting. It's not something that I recognize specifically. As I say, the bird foot is different in a way that I don't really recognize. We don't really have any bird factions in Warhammer in general I can think of, other than Tzeentchian stuff. So, yeah, very interesting. But really, that is everything that I can say about it. It looks cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what model it actually is. If it is Tzeentchian, very interested. If not, doesn't really matter. But, yeah. On that note, that is going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, it's going to be from me. And, yeah.